I'm excited to introduce to you the Education and Certification Commission of the WFMT for the term of 2020 to 2023. The Education and Certification Commission aspires to support and enhance the global development of music therapy education and certification systems, and uphold and maintain the quality of music therapy education and training across the globe. In a world of diversity, the Commission strives to model cultural responsiveness and support the development of locally pertinent music therapy education programs and certification systems through the encouragement of cross-cultural dialogues and discussions. The Commission is comprised of 10 professional members from across the globe. I would now like to introduce to you this dynamic team of dedicated professionals.
Juan Zambonini is a music therapist from Argentina, certified to work clinically in the United States, Canada, and Argentina. He is currently part of the Creative Arts Therapies team at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and a teaching assistant at Temple University, where he's completing his doctoral studies. His research interests include the use of music with children and youth with adverse experiences, resilience theory, social justice practices, and the construction of knowledge in the field of music therapy in Latin America. He represents the Latin America and Caribbean region in the Education and Certification Commission of the WFMT and is part of the scientific committee of ECOS, an Argentinian journal for music therapy and related fields. Dr. Elizabeth Combs has been a UK-registered music therapist for over 20 years and is the course leader of the MA Music Therapy program at the University of South Wales. Her PhD research focuses on the identity of the 21st century music therapists, as well as work with premature babies and their families, and ITMM, the interactive therapeutic skill sharing with teachers, healthcare professionals, and carers. Penny Warren trained as a music therapist at Guildhall School of Music and Drama and worked in the NHS and music space in Bristol before emigrating to New Zealand in 1995. Penny values collaborating and networking with others, and this has enabled her to develop a diverse clinical practice in Wellington. Penny is particularly proud of the collaborative work involved in the setting up and running of the Wellington-based neurological choir Soundswell Singers. Penny works part-time as a teaching fellow for the Master of Music Therapy program at Te Koki, New Zealand School of Music, and as a music therapist in the areas of adult mental health, children, and families. This year, she has begun to study part-time for her PhD at Victoria University of Wellington. Dr. Jinhyun Lee is a professor of research at Chong'an University's Human IT Clinical Research Center in Seoul, Korea. He is a board-certified music therapist and a Korean-certified music therapist. He currently serves as a liaison for the Western Pacific region of the WFMT and a board member of the National Association for Korean Music Therapists. He earned both of his master's and PhD in music therapy from Temple University and his bachelor's in music therapy from Arizona State University. Prior to joining the Chong'an University's research consortium, he was an assistant professor of music therapy at Ewha Women's University and the director of Gaon Music Therapy Center, where he worked with a variety of clientele for 10 years. His research consortium currently works on a multi-million-dollar project funded by the Korean government for developing a digital social skills training platform for adults with communication challenges. Dr. Baishali Mukherjee is a dedicated trainer and practitioner in the field of music therapy in India. She has a keen interest to research in the new fields of psychology and music therapy, and to integrate Indian traditional practices into the modern healthcare system with a scientific perspective. She has been teaching at the postgraduate level in the field of psychology and music therapy for the last 10 years and researched in the field of musical interaction and communication with children with autism from the National Centre for Autism Studies at the University of Strathclyde in Scotland. She practices music therapy with children with special needs and mental health issues. She published articles, presented research papers, and served as a guest faculty at national and international conferences. She teaches courses across the globe and holds the following positions: a faculty and research associate at the Chennai School of Music Therapy, an adjunct faculty at the Center for Music Therapy Education and Research at Sri Balaji Vidyapith University and Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute. She's also the former WFMT Regional Liaison for the Southeast Asia region. Dr. Claudia Zanini is a music therapist that holds a PhD in health sciences and a master in music, specializing in music therapy in mental health and special education. She also holds a bachelor in piano from the Federal University of Goiás and was a visitor researcher of the music therapy graduate program at Temple University. She's currently a professor, vice coordinator, and researcher of the Bachelor of Music Therapy program and the general coordinator of the Center for Teaching, Research, and Extension in Aging at the Federal University of Goiás. She was the president of the Department of Gerontology of the Brazilian Society of Geriatrics and Gerontology, and the former chair and member of the Research and Ethics Commission of the WFMT. She is currently a member of the WFMT Education and Certification Commission, a member of the Ethics Council of UBAM, the Brazilian Union of the Music Therapy Association, and a periodical reviewer in Brazil and abroad on music therapy and psychology. She also currently practices as a music therapist at the League of Hypertension Clinical Hospital of the Federal University of Goiás. Dr. Teresa Lesouq is the North American representative for the WFMT Education and Certification Commission. She is the director and associate professor of music therapy at the Frost School of Music of the University of Miami. She has taught and researched music therapy in both Canada and the US. She is currently examining the impact of music making on cognitive and psychosocial outcomes of adults with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers. She has published in the Psychology of Music, Journal of Music Therapy Perspectives, Oncology Nursing Forum, and in the Healthcare and Information Resources Management Journal. Most recently, she serves on the editorial board of the International Association of Music and Medicine. She would like to encourage discussions on current education movements, i.e. flipped classrooms in music therapy, and the current status of how music therapy school curriculums, student learning, and associations are aligning their expectations. Francesca Rupertino is a passionate music therapist and teacher. She has been working with children and young adults since 2010 when she graduated from Assisi's Music Therapy School. Her interest in music and psychology comes from her MA in music at the University of Bologna and her degree in piano at the Conservatory of Florence. She worked as a tutor and teacher for the Master of Music Therapy program at the Conservatory and is an Orff Schulwerk method specialist. She is currently completing the last year of her MA in psychology. She works with toddlers and children in schools and in private practice in collaboration with pediatric neuropsychiatry services and with young adults in collaboration with mental health services. Her interests are in special education for autism, special needs children, and young adults with mental illness. She is currently developing a project called Suono Anch'io, which aims to allow children with physical and mental disabilities to play an instrument and join school orchestras. Dr. Khanna Okazaki Sakayue is a Japanese music therapist trained both in the UK and the US. She studied piano at the Royal Academy of Music and was trained at the Northrop Robbins Music Therapy Center in London. She also obtained her master's and doctorate degree in music therapy at the New York University. She is currently working as an associate professor at the Kobe University in Japan and is also serving as a council member of the Japanese Music Therapy Association. She has been active as the advisor for the Tohoku Music Therapy Project, supporting survivors after the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami since 2011. Her current clinical work includes special education setting as well as experiential training for music therapists and trainees. She supervises music therapists and other related professionals such as psychologists and psychiatrists. Her specific research interest is in clinical improvisation. And lastly, I am Vivian Chan, having the honor and privilege to chair the Education and Certification Commission and to collaborate with such an outstanding and dynamic team of professionals. I am a registered music therapist in the United States and Canada. I completed my Master's of Music Therapy degree at Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada and currently practice as a music therapist in my own private studio in Hong Kong. I have acquired clinical experiences with a variety of client populations, ranging from children to the elderly with a myriad of conditions. My areas of interest and expertise are in providing music psychotherapy services to individuals with mental health issues, cancer patients and their primary caregivers, at-risk youth, and music therapy services to children with special needs. I have also acquired an interest in promoting professional development and holistic personal growth through my work. As a speaker, I have presented at various conferences, seminars, and workshops, and guest lectured at the University of Hong Kong and at the Central Conservatory of Music in Beijing. Currently, I'm an internship supervisor at Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada, and I serve as the chair of the Ethics Committee of the Hong Kong Music Therapy Association, as well as the chair of this commission.
Thanks for watching this video. Please continue to visit this website for new and updated resources from the Commission. You can also revisit the Commission's vision, goals, and projects here at any time. Lastly, we would love to hear from you about how we can support you and your community in the area of music therapy education, training, and certification. So please reach out and send me your questions, comments, and suggestions at education@wfmt.info. Thanks again, and bye for now.